Take a step back in time. This is video of Smith Mountain Lake more than 50 years ago.
So this was really just a power plant, and that no one really foresaw what was going to happen from that point.
The idea was sparked back in the 1920s, and it wasn't until the 60s the idea started to come to life.
Well, originally the purpose was flood control, and because we have 3 rivers running into Smith Mountain Lake.
But before anything was even touched, all of this was farmland.
You know, mom and pop shops and farmland. That was all that there was here. So it was a very sparse population.
It took crews years to do everything from cutting trees down to a specific height and removing brush all across the 22,000-acre space.
They had 2 fellows that worked for 3 years to recover grave sites. Yes, and there was over 1,300, bringing these grave sites up into the out of the water plane.
But the stories you may have heard being passed around aren't all necessarily true.
We have heard, you have a lot of fun with some of the myths that you have, and like Franklin County being the moonshine capital. That is not a myth. On a city underneath the lake, remember I said that it was nothing but farmland. There was small businesses, farmland. It was extremely rural. So unless somebody can prove me wrong, and I don't think they can, there's no city down there. It was not a metropolitan area by any stretch of the imagination.
So a city wasn't flooded, but barns, silos, farm equipment, and trees. A lot of things left underneath, but nothing jetting out of the water.
No one would have guessed that Smith Mountain Lake would turn into what it has.
Fast forward to more than 50 years later, and this is the lake today. Vicki Gardner says this lake is so unique, with more than 500 miles of shoreline, and it expands into 3 different counties, making it a destination location all year round. At Smith Mountain Lake, Caitlin Francis, WDBJ 7.